Hey everybody, Cooking with the Fat Guy, Big Papa Harold here. Tonight, salsa chicken. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do, I've actually cut this chicken in half. I thawed it out. Thank you, Save-A-Lot, once again. I've let this thaw, and I'm going to take some taco seasoning that we actually made, and that recipe will be in the in the description. I'll make sure to throw that in there. And I'm not going to overdo this. Now, I've done this before. If you've watched this, thanks for watching on my Facebook channel. I made this live and I put a ton of this taco seasoning. And this is a homemade taco seasoning, and a little bit goes a long way, not gonna lie. It was really, really strong. So this time I'm just kind of barely coating this. And I may have even done too much on this because of how strong this is, but I'm just gonna take a pinch and just rub it my fingers back and forth and let it just fall out onto it. And what I'm doing is I'm gonna coat both sides of this. Now, again, the taco seasoning is really what makes it. You can buy your seasoning from the store, or you can make it. And surprisingly enough, it is super easy to make taco seasoning. Again, I'll put the recipe for that, the ingredients for that in the description. But for right now, I'm just throwing a little bit on top of this. Not too much, just making sure I get a good coating. And I'm gonna coat both sides of this, and then we'll go from there. I'm gonna take and just spread this out across the top. And again, I'm just using a pinch of this stuff on each one, not trying to do anything special, just get a good little layer on there, because this is very, very flavorful. So I've been really happy with this. So there's nothing too special about this. I've got my stove heating and preheated to 375. And again, this is just kind of a fire and forget recipe. This is something that you could make while you're making other stuff. We're making Spanish rice and some black beans with it. That looks pretty good. Now I'm going to take, I've just got your basic chunky salsa, Tostitos. Grab a spoon, take and stir this a little bit, and I'm going to take and use probably about this whole little can. We're just going to get this layered. I'm going to wait and see how much I end up having. I like to have it pretty thick in here, because you're going to get some excess water runoff. But I want this to be covered really well. And again, a shout out to a buddy of mine named Jeff. He put me onto this recipe on Facebook and was bugging me about making this. And I said, you know what? It sounds like a good idea to have Jeff and his girl over some night to have a good meal of this stuff, because he is pretty amped up on salsa chicken. But as you can see, I've got a little bit left. I'm not getting too crazy with it. I'm just covering this and getting an even layer across the top. Nothing special. I'll probably have a little bit left over, maybe not. Make sure I cover up all these holes. Get this spread through here. So as you can see, one does the trick. I've got a little bit left. If I wanted to use it for something else, I could. But I want to get that spread evenly. Now I'm going to take this, and again, I'll bake this for about 25 minutes, and we'll see how she looks here in a little bit, guys. Alright, so we've let this cook for about 25 to 30 minutes. I had it at 400, I think is what I had it at. And I also wanted to point out two things. So number one, I check all my meats with a meat thermometer if and when at all possible. I think that that's super important. If you don't have one of these for your kitchen, you should absolutely get one. They are a lifesaver, literally. You can check your meats. Chicken is supposed to be at 165, so this came in right underneath that, but it's been in for about 30 minutes, so it was about 162, 164. It was right there. It just wasn't hitting what I wanted. But it's been in for a long enough time. I know that the chicken's done. So I'm going to take this Mexican style cheese, and I'm going to pour this over the top, and I'm going to stick this back in the oven for another 5 minutes just to kind of get this cheese melted over the top. I'm not really trying to brown it or do anything else to it. So what we're going to do, take this. I'm just gonna evenly coat this across the top. Now, as you can see, you're gonna get a little, like I said, you're gonna see some of the liquid rise to the top. It's not gonna hurt anything. It's, you know, that's part of the salsa, and that's just kind of what you get with it. So I am liberal with the cheese, people. I love cheese. So I'm gonna put quite a bit on this. Throw this back in the oven for about 5 minutes and we'll see what it looks like. Alright people, here is your salsa chicken. It's got a little bit of black beans, a little corn, some Spanish rice with it. I've garnished it a little bit. So I hope you like it. I will make sure to throw the recipe on there. Make sure to smack that like button, subscribe, let me know what you think. I love all the comments. Thanks. Have a good night. Hey everybody, thanks for watching today. Be sure to smack that subscribe button so that you can catch up on future videos.